Kia ora bros and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today we're jumping back into the zoo rebuild I started a few weeks ago. It's been a hot minute since I played as I've been working on a few collabs and other content for my channel, but I wanted to get a Planet Zoo video up as I really enjoy making these a lot. As you may have seen last time, I built the entrance as well as a exhibit for the smaller animals, including our sloths. The goal for today's episode, however, was to build a barn, as I mentioned at the end of last episode, for the petting zoo. Now, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to go for, and ended up doing like small research here and there prior to actually building it, and it did take me a few goes to figure out what I wanted to do for the barn itself, which was actually perhaps one of the reasons why I had been putting off this recording for a little while. There's a very slight chance it ends up a little bit wonky at the end, and there's a plain wall at the back that I'll edit after I finish making a donkey habitat. We do only end up putting the chickens and the goats in the barn, but overall I am pretty happy with how it turned out. As you can see, the color palette that I pick out for the barn itself is a more green tone. I thought that, you know, greens, grays, and so on would match the overall aesthetic of my zoo rebuild a lot better than something like red or brown. The place is very green overall, like the whole zoo, and there are a lot of foliage, and since I did do a lot of greenery on the other buildings as well, I figured I would make sure the barn reflected that very green thumb New Zealand energy it did already. I really did want to aim to do something simple to start with, because I've never built like a barn or like a big structure like this in Planet Zoo before, but it did end up taking me a little bit, and I had to restart over and over. The footage that you see is literally the last out of like 4 tries. I even attempted to do one on a live stream and it just fell flat because I really didn't know how to structure it properly. But I do add a little bit of details, and honestly I don't mind it too much. Those little details are kind of what makes everything feel a bit more put together. And even if it does mean I spent way too long on certain parts like the doors, I think it looks okay, and it kind of makes me happy that I was able to build something like this and to kind of capture that petting zoo vibe. To be honest though, in real life I think I've only actually been to like 1 or 2 petting zoos or things similar. The main one I remember is one that is in Rotorua somewhere. I don't remember the actual name for that one, but I do know we had a lot of fun, and it's always a great experience to go to a petting zoo. I always recommend it because, you know, getting to interact with animals is perhaps one of life's best things. Though I do often wonder and hope that the animals in those places are all treated well. I think here in New Zealand they mainly are, but it is a worry I have given how some places can be. I don't really know because I haven't really been to many petting zoos overseas. As I said, I've been on to only like 1 or 2, but you know. But anyway, as you can see, I have built the main structure of the barn, and I'm putting together a little bit of a barrier to kind of separate it. I didn't want the fence to be open like that with just the chain link where like the entrance was for the barn, because I kind of wanted all the like open space to walk around it at the back. So it was kind of like, you know, you walk in to the zoo, the food and information, and then there's the exhibits with the sloths and the other little animals. And then when you walk through the barn, it's like, you know, the entrance to the greater part of the zoo, you know, like the bigger animals and bigger habitats. So I kind of wanted to like section it off, and I do kind of end up doing that, much to my surprise. And it doesn't look too bad. I end up using the same material as the main barn is made out of. It does kind of look samey, but I actually think it looks quite nice when I end up putting all the foliage and stuff in there. And as for the back, I do intend to put things like maybe a little seating area and a bathroom, perhaps, to kind of like have some amenities on the other side of the barn as well before I build outwards. Because, you know, it is a little bit blank right now, but I couldn't really think of anything on the spot after I finished the barn itself. But I do think that'll probably be something on the top of my to-do list for next time when we build the donkey enclosure. Because I do think we'll have all the... I don't want to say non-exciting, because, you know, game-wise, they're considered less appealing. So I kind of wanted it so the people would be more encouraged to go further into the zoo, rather than stay at the front like they would in the original zoo, because I bought a jaguar right off the bat. So, with that in mind, I also do... With the jaguars, I kind of want to build like a centerpiece in the middle of the zoo for our original animals. Because, you know, the first episode, we went and bought a jaguar. They deserve the best habitat right in the middle, you know? So yeah, that's kind of my plan for that. I still have no idea how I'm going to end up building it. I did have some practice building big cat habitats and stuff during live streams over on Twitch, because if you follow me there, or if you ever popped in, you would know that I did a big cat only zoo. It was like a running series for like a few weeks. I don't know if I finished it. I probably didn't. I have a bad habit of sometimes not finishing series that I start. Water Park Simulator. But I think perhaps in the future I might revisit some idea of like this kind of animal only zoo. But I think for now I'll try finish this first, because if I do two things at once, my brain is just gonna fry itself. I mean, I've been so busy with collabs and stuff that I genuinely didn't even have time or the energy to really record this, so the fact that I'm even doing this is surprising to myself. I do, of course, really want to get back into doing more Planet Zoo stuff, because I know that I like doing it, and I know that you guys like watching it, apparently, because, you know, back when I was just doing just Planet Zoo and stuff as like the main focus of my channel, that's when I got like a lot more of you guys, my viewers, so I do know that that's something that you guys like to watch, so of course I will keep doing it, because I like doing it. I like making zoos, I like looking at animals. If there's other zoo games that you guys want me to play, do let me know, because I've played quite a few others. If you want me to continue any of those series as well. I know that I was tempted to continue the Let's Build a Zoo game, but I don't know. There was something that kind of didn't really click for me personally about Let's Build a Zoo. I might revisit it to try and get a little bit further and maybe do some of the more chaotic stuff, like do all the hybrids and stuff. Because I do know that I unlocked it at the end of that video. Or the recording. I don't know whether it was in the actual video itself. But yeah, if you guys want to suggest anything, let me know. I will try and do things that you guys suggest. It's not just me. You guys are the people watching this. So if there's something that you guys want to watch me play, feel free to let me know. Anyway, as you can see, the barn is built. And that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to go check out some of my other content as well, and to leave a like. Let me know what you think of the barn in the comments. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.